Thanks for coming. I'm pretty excited to do this, mainly for two reasons. You've been here, I think I just looked up, over 2 years, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And then the second thing is because you've had a pretty amazing life as an athlete. And you've been an athlete for a very long time, and I think you've worn green and gold for 2 different sports, which is pretty cool too. And I guess I'd like to start there.
Okay.
So I think you started pole vault when you were 10.
Actually started a little later, maybe when I was 12 or 13, but I started little athletics when I was 10. Yeah.
Tell me about that. How does someone by the age of 17 already start representing Australia in a sport? That's pretty crazy.
I suppose I just had a lot of energy as a really young kid. My mum didn't really know what to do with me, like on weekends and everything, so she started putting me into all these different sports, trying to find one that kind of suits.
Yeah.
And when I was 10, I started little athletics, and I was very happy, I suppose, almost obsessed with the sport.
There's a lot of variety, right? As a young kid, you get to run and jump and throw things.
I didn't like the long distance, but yeah, I quite liked high jump. I was very good at that. So I initially started as a high jumper, and I represented. I actually competed for in the state, so I came third in CHS, which is state, when I was younger, and that's also the way I found pole vault. So I was in another competition, high jumping, and then I saw someone pole vaulting, and then from there I was just hooked. I was like, oh my God, what is this sport?
Tell me when that started to take an interesting turn, pole vaulting.
Interesting.
Because I think you got injured, right?
Yeah, so I was pole vaulting, I think, since I was 12 up until I was 19. So I retired when I was in 2011.
Yeah.
So it got quite bad in the last year. It was very stressful. My coaches wanted me to lose like a lot of weight at the time, because obviously if you're lighter, you can jump higher.
Sure.
That's,
gravity, hey? Yeah.
So I don't think I had very good nutritional support behind me either, because I kind of started some bad habits in early teenage years. It's kind of a fragile time.
Yeah.
Then I started getting this really bad hip pain on my left side, and it was going on for months. I went to physios, I went to like all these different health professionals. Finally, my GP said, look, let's just get a bone scan, which I got, and then it came back that I had stress fractures in my lumbar spine. So after that, it was kind of made me decide that, okay, it's enough. Like I wasn't already happy, I wasn't healthy.
Yeah.
It wasn't bringing me joy anymore. It's kind of like, in a way for me, it was enough to say, okay, I can stop now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would have been hard though, I can imagine, like at 19.
Yeah.
It's already a crazy time in someone's life, let alone to...
The whole teenage years was just training for this one event. Just like the whole world just changed.
Yeah.
And that one thing was just taken away. It wasn't taken away. I chose to walk away from it, but it felt like it was just missing. Yeah.
So what did you do then? Like if the athlete side of you is missing, what do you do?
Well, I'm a very caring, loving person. So I tried to look for things that brought me joy, and what brought me joy at that time was to help other people. So that's actually when I started my nursing degree.
Yeah.
And then whilst I was doing that, I just started to look for a casual sport to keep fit.
Yeah.
And so some of my friends introduced me to Floorball, which is the indoor hockey, basically.
Indoor hockey with...
Indoor hockey.
That's like ice hockey
it's
with...
a bit, actually, more like ice hockey with a rink. You're not on ice.
Yeah.
In Australia, we play like on a basketball court, but overseas we play on a synthetic court. So so I was introduced to that sport, and I just did that every Tuesday night just to hopefully meet new people, like-minded people, and just keep a little bit fit, because after training for so many years and then stopping, it was just a very big change, and it wasn't a very happy one for me. So I did that. Then I went to a training camp.
Yeah. You got invited to a training camp, I guess?
Invited to a training camp just to improve my skills, because I was still quite competitive. And at that training camp, they asked me if I wanted to try out for Worlds, and I didn't even think. I was like, yep. And at that time, I was a really bad player. I couldn't even pass a ball correctly. But
an amazing athlete.
I was still, not well enough this time though.
Okay.
I didn't actually get in that time, and I was really disappointed, but I didn't tell anyone that, and so that's what drove me to work harder for the next time round.
I didn't know this.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was 2013.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was just very new, so it's only when I just started. So it was very unlikely to get in.
So you had a whole year to essentially prepare and
Yeah, but I probably didn't commit holistically because I was also I didn't want to get hurt again from a sport, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I was a bit wary. I was like, I don't know, I just want to have fun.
Yeah.
So I did up my training and everything.
Yeah.
And then...
Because that involves driving, what, an hour and a half, right?
Back then I lived on the Central Coast.
Okay, so it was easier.
It was easy. It was
cool.
Easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, juggling the full-time uni and placements. Yeah, it was much easier.
Yeah.
And then I did eventually move to Sydney. But then I started driving to Central Coast for training, and I applied for Worlds again.
Yeah.
I didn't apply for qualifications. I didn't think I was ready then. I wasn't sure if I was ready for Worlds, but I did get selected in 2015. So,
yeah, wow.
Yeah.
And that's shortly after I met you.
Yes. Yeah.
So I think I met you just after your first Worlds.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I guess that's a great segue. When I first met, you were working full-time as a nurse, doing crazy hours.
Yeah.
You were traveling an hour and a half there and an hour and a half back to train, like 2 or 3 nights a week. And then you're like, I want to come to the gym because I need to get stronger. And
yeah, it was interesting actually. I was seeing a physio at the time, and they suggested to get back into doing weights and everything, which I hadn't done for over 5 years at this point.
Yeah.
And I kind of met you through a friend. Yeah. And then that's when this all started. I was like, oh, this is actually going to support my sport as well as prevent further injury. Basically. So.
And in the time since, you've kind of been for quite a few evolutions of the gym. Like the gym was when we first started, it was a shoebox, right?
It was a shoebox. It was an interesting shoebox.
It was.
No, but that's not what makes a gym what it looks like.
Yeah.
It's the people who run it, I think.
That's kind
of the service that you provide, not where you are.
And so I'm guessing probably about a year and a bit ago, we kind of formalized an athlete development program.
Yeah.
And I think you're essentially the first person to say, yes, this is a good fit for me. And then you started training with Scott.
Yeah.
And that's kind of when, I guess maybe a bit of self-deprecation, my coaching ability was nowhere near what Scott could do, and that's kind of where everything kind of went to a whole nother level. And
I would say that's pretty accurate. Like when I started training with Scott, it was just it was
pretty awesome.
I've had so many coaches in my life, and when you've found good people,
Yeah. So tell me about that. Like, what's it been training with Scott for the last year or so? Why are you still here? Like, I guess we think about it, like what have we done for Amanda that makes it such a safe place for her where she wants to stay versus, say, someone who's only here for 12 weeks? Like, what do you think that was for you?
So many things. I think coming from a sport that's, in a sense, well supported, it's got supported financially.
We're talking about pole vaulting, right?
Pole vault initially. So all that support, financial, professionally, everything, training camps, everything. And then going to this new sport, and you're kind of on your own. Yeah,
it's a bit obscure, floorball.
It is. It's in Australia, it's very obscure. Overseas, not so much. So coming into this sport, you really feel the absence of that community or people that support you. Your support system as an elite athlete, you need that in a sense. So seeing the comparison and feeling that, and then coming to the gym, it was like the missing piece to my sport. So it made me even enjoy it more because I love that. I love the competition. I love being an elite athlete. I love the top end of it, not just average. So that's one of the things Athletes Authority has done for me, is just provided that support. And as I said before, I've trained with a lot of coaches, very good ones, and I've trained with some of the best coaches I've ever trained with here. So, you know, when you've got the quality, you know.
I've seen you build this amazing relationship with Scott.
And Scott, yeah, like, so it's another thing. Yeah, Scott's like almost just a friend as well as a coach, and I think he really understands me as an athlete as well as a nurse, you know, like I don't know, he sees the blind spots and he understands where I'm coming from, he understands my frustrations, he understands when I need to be pushed or when I need to just chill out.
So I guess it's a good segue. What are your plans now? Like this is your fourth.
So it'll be
third.
This will be my second qualification.
Yeah.
And if we get into Worlds, it'll be my third Worlds because I've missed the first qualifiers. I just want to, for the qualifications coming up, I just want to be the best floorball athlete that I've been.
Yeah.
I want to be physically fit as well as have the skill behind me.
Yeah.
I always want to challenge myself and be the best version of myself that I can be.
Yeah.
So at the moment, that's just the plan. I'm not going to make a plan for like in 5 years time. Because I've seen that not happen before with my old sport. I thought I'd be still pole vaulting at this age. So and then so I want to keep doing this sport as long as I'm having fun and it's serving its purpose to me.
Nice.
That's my current plan.
No, I like it.
Tomorrow.
I like it. What do you think the gym's really helping with in regards to being a floorball athlete? In terms of like, how is it helping you become a better floorball athlete?
Me personally, I've got 2 other best friends that come here, and I think it's working on their strength and like physicality. But for me, it's I think mainly speed and mentality. It's very different for me because I already have those years of training behind me.
You've got an amazing base.
But I need to be able to turn quick. Like I'm a fast person, but I take a little while to get up to speed. So more like
the acceleration
turning,
agility, etc.
And mentality is the big one. I know it seems weird to have that well supported in like a strength gym, I suppose, but
what do you mean when you say mentality?
It's just, oh my gosh, that's a hard question. I think like Scotty and you, it's hard to say like on camera, isn't it, in the right way.
Is it confidence?
In a way. I don't know. I have to think about that one.
Cool.
It would be like a bunch of stuff, but I don't know how to answer that on camera. Like
that's like maybe the answer, I guess.
Confidence. But like with Scotty as well. Sometimes I can't see that I'm burnt out. And so he can see that. Or sometimes you can see that I'm being lazy, or I'm trying to get away with something, like doing something like with a lighter way. It's like you know, you're trying to be a better athlete, you need to do this. I'm like, oh yeah, I do. And that's why I'm here. That's why I'm spending this money and time.
Because it's not cheap, right? Like it's a huge investment.
So I think like I get, with perspective, it helps a lot. I don't know, it gives me confidence. It makes me feel like I am actually an elite athlete, like I'm putting all this effort and work into it, and there's not really the support around the sport yet in Australia. So it kind of gives me that feeling of purpose in a way, that sense of purpose. It's hard to answer that.
Hard question. Do you want to leave it there?
Yeah, if you want.
Cool.
Sorry.
Thanks, Baz. That was amazing.
That last one I was like, I don't know how to say. But like, also it does make me a stronger athlete. I wouldn't be this strong anymore.
Yeah, that's true.